Hey Tuonela magazine viewers, we are Dyecrest, and our music is like Tonight.
But tonight in a right way.
Okay, my name is Mikael Salo, I'm the singer of the band Dyecrest.
And I'm Niko, I'm the drummer of Dyecrest, one of the forming members too.
And our band is Dyecrest.
And if we didn't mention, the band is called Dyecrest.
The band.
The Dyecrest.
It's like a hero's journey, the Dyecrest thing. Like, you know, first, you know, young guys, you know, making this journey, and they become young metal gods, tour with Wasp, make a great record that gets a good reception, and then everything goes to, you know, and they go to hiatus, then they come back with full force with this new album. So it's great to be part of this Dyecrest journey.
Then we become modestly young metal gods.
Yeah, modestly young.
But
it doesn't have the same ring to it, like middle-aged metal gods or something.
Yeah, that would be fair. Actually, we already recorded Are You Not Entertained with Janne, who was our first singer. With him we started to do this album as well, but at some point we knew that okay, there are songs that he's a great singer at his own what is it,
style.
In his own style, but it's a quite narrow one. But as you listen to our album, there's quite a big spectrum that you have to.
There's big variety of what we have to do in the songs, which I found out, of course.
Yeah, and well, that took us to the question that okay, can Janne still be our singer? And after we had already once mixed and mastered the whole album, we decided that okay, no, he can't, and we started the search for the new singer. And actually we found Mikael from his YouTube channel, and Henry emailed or whatever.
The guitar player Henry.
Yeah, he contacted Mikael that okay, here, would you be interested in singing in Dyecrest? And of course he didn't had heard of the band at all, but Henry sent him the songs, and
yeah. Well, you know, the thing is, you don't quite often get an email which has a full album that's been produced by the guy who produces bands like Stamina and mastered by Nightwish's, you know, mastering engineer. Like at this level of like audio production and making albums, and I was like, wow, you're considering me for this thing. And I love the material. It's a very varied album with different styles, and there's, you know, singers that I've been a fan for a long time, like Piet Silk from Iron Savior, and then, you know, Björn from Soilwork. Three songs in the first day, and 2.5 days for the whole album. So it was quite intense, you can imagine, because, you know, I didn't know even the band that much, and I didn't know the producer, and I had to do all this body of work, and with all these great singers already had laid their tracks on the album, and they hadn't actually even decided that they're gonna use my tracks. So it was like so much pressure from everywhere. If you're gonna be better than those guys, then we're gonna use it, you know.
Yeah, it was both an audition and
full album recording. Yeah. And dealing with non-Helsinki people, because there was like Mikkeli and Lappeenranta people. So I was like asking, like, what do you want? Like, what should I do different, you know, in this part? And they're like in the sofa, like, yeah. he was
very like, yeah, well, you could see that he was struggling with with the
cultural
situation.
differences.
Yeah. He would have needed all the feedback and stuff. And
yeah, like a poem for each answer or something.
Yeah,
because you know.
And when there was a take that we was, whoa, we're gonna use that, and Mikael comes in from the singing room to the studio room. That, what do you say?
So how is it?
Ihan hyvä.
Yeah. Like sometimes I could hear from the studio side, like yeah, that was good. And then I went to the control room and I was like, yeah, how was it? Yeah, it's like yeah, you're trying. Yeah. Like, you know.
It's usable.
That's the thing. Like if you go outside the capital area, like you know, you can't say too much praise because otherwise, you know, the thing goes to your head.
Well, there actually wasn't this kind of traditional writing process, because there's at least, well, more than half of the songs have been written already, more or less 10 years ago.
Decade ago.
Yeah, but there were songs that weren't at any time recorded properly. So the main point was for the whole time was that okay, now we're doing the album that we can. That pleases ourselves, because we haven't done one previously, and there was, of course, there was 2 songs too that we wrote just for the album, but to answer your question, that had this break somehow helped us, I think that when other than him we're a bit older, not old, but a bit older, and we've seen life from the different sides, and even the kind of the shitty, very very shitty sides of life, and very sad stuff and things like that. It's given a perspective to things that you don't. You're allowed to just enjoy the music, and when it's not the only thing that you do, because at the time when we were doing our first 2 albums, we had been trying for almost 10 years, very very intensive, just to we're gonna break, and it was kind of everything was just depending on the music, and now I think it's more laid back, and
you kind of made it for the art itself, you know, because you wanted to do this album. You did it. You weren't thinking about the career and trying to be a musician, but you know, everyone has their own lives, but you still wanted to create this piece that you never could create before.
Yeah.
I think Dyecrest has always been a bit melancholic in a sense. Like there's a lot is drawn from the real life of the people who are making it. So it's not all like fairy tales and dragons, even though that can be awesome as well.
Yeah, for sure.
But the topics are very varied, and Niko will continue from here.
Yeah, there's it's not definitely not a concept album. There are a couple of songs, for example, Fading, Reaching, and No Fear, which are about kind of accepting the inevitable and being kind of hold your head up, proud to what you stand for, even if it would mean that you're gonna die for it. But there's, other than that, there are not kind of clear concept that okay, this is what the whole album is about. And the Devil Dance, for example, it's more or less about that the guy from the downstairs is kind of whispering to your ear. Well, not whispering, actually he's kind of shouting on that track, but
shouting like that with the voice of Björn.
yeah. that you can come here. There's nothing to be afraid of. It's good. And then on the other hand, are you entertained? Is more or less about this. That how we have what all kind of stuff you need to show on the screen that you can get the people shocked nowadays, and why do you
get that adrenaline rush? You need more and more, grotesque and even everything has to be so extreme
and there's this kind of story inside the song that how can that kind of stuff go totally wrong. And actually I wrote the lyrics to Are You Entertained already in 2006 or 2007. I think it was up to date then, but it's even more more now.
It's more relevant because I don't think Facebook was so popular yet in 2006 even.
So you were clairvoyant at your time.
Prophetic.
And Winter Blood is based on the Finnish fantasy series, so there's very different kinds of. Can you tell a bit more?
It's about the story is based on Helena Varis's his Pohjankontu trilogy, which contains of 3 books. Would you imagine trilogy considered?
Yeah, a trilogy with 3 books.
That's a new one. And it's the last book of the series is called Talviverinen, Winter Blood. So very kind of
very varied.
Something from here, something from there, but still not dragons and swords.
Yeah, still Dyecrest.
Yeah.
2 days from now, I'm gonna go to get acquainted with Mikael for the first time. We're gonna have band rehearsals and like a bonding camp, I'm gonna stay one night there, and we're gonna play the songs and get ready for the release show, which is next month. And what was the date?
It's June 16th in Mikkeli. That's just a release party and having one gig then. But now we're working on to have more gigs
in the fall.
In the fall, yeah, because we were kind of being too late for the summer festivals and stuff because they were booked already. But we're working now to get gigs in the fall, at least here in Helsinki and nearby, and of course as many cities as possible. Now we're just focusing on the album release, of course, and having on this Friday there will be released the 3rd single, Fading Reaching, and the first Dyecrest music video ever will be released following week, hopefully next week's Thursday. And the video is
so it's probably reaching. Out when this video goes out.
It might be.
Thanks for the years of support, Dyecrest fans. Your requests since 2006. All of your your letters and emails and shouting in the Mikkeli village to these guys, that's what brought them back. Your continuous demanding for new Dyecrest material. So thank you.
He said it.